All right, folks, this is it. The H2 is going away. I am so sad, but fear not, it will return at some point. Today, we're going to be dropping the H2 off at the Builder Booms Tune HQ out in Porter, Texas. We're going to get the ins and outs of everything that's going to be done to this machine, and let's get started rebuilding our H2 back to a streetable format. Let's go. All right, folks, as I mentioned, we are on our way to Booms Tune HQ. It's a specialty shop building drag bikes specializing in Kawasaki's. It's actually the same shop that the previous owner who built the H2 that I have took it to. So the guy over there, Chris, he's already familiar with everything that's been done to this bike, and we're doing just the important things that we need to do to get it back to full reliability for the street. So that includes putting a smaller fuel pump in. I know, sad, 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 sad. Changing it back from 85 to pump gas, and then also putting in a new battery so that this thing will run and ride reliably. So I'm hoping that there's that, and then a couple other reliability mods that Chris is wanting to do to this bike, but let's drive over there and let's get started. How far away is it, you might ask? Well, kind of far. We're here in the Yam Ram, and we have roughly 168 miles to go drive to drop this thing off, and then I gotta come back and do more work. So thankfully, I got a comfy truck to do it in. Let's go get it done. Now guys, it's never too early to start preparing for the riding season, so we're doing another pop-up giveaway. This time though, I want to help you stay connected. We're giving away the Cardo Pack Talk Bold communicator system. Complete with JBL speakers, it helps you keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the bars so you can stay connected on any adventure. Whether you're riding with a buddy in a group of 4 or a pack of 15, enjoy the highest quality long-distance reception a motorcycle communication system can offer. Now you can queue up Hayabusa Man and the Kyle Anthem on permanent loop with all new natural voice operation feature. You'll never have to press a button, turn a wheel, or move a slider ever again. Just say, "Hey Cardo," and your Pack Talk Bold does the rest. Cardo makes some of the best communicators in the game, so you're not going to want to miss out on this giveaway. It's super easy to get entered to win. Head over to shop.yammie.co, pick out anything you want from our site, and you'll be automatically entered to win. This giveaway is available to all 48 states in the lower US, by the way. There are no codes required, but this giveaway will only last for this week. This is one you don't want to miss out. Time is running out. Head over to shop.yammie.co, pick out anything you want, you'll be automatically entered to win. All right, Chris, aka Speed Jesus, here at Booms Tune HQ.
Right.
The original builder of our H2 that we have over here. We're trying to get this thing to be more reliable. He told me that, you know, if you start boosting something, it starts blowing up and breaking. So that's the opposite of what we want to do. So what are we doing to the bike?
Turning it down.
Turning it down.
Slowing it down. Making it less spicy.
Yeah, less spicy.
Yeah.
Pulling the timing back a little bit.
Pulling ignition timing out of it, and changing the upper injectors. They're big injectors for E85, so go to pump gas, you'll have too much fuel. So we'll put the stock injectors back in the top, change the fuel pump, put a better battery in it. Yeah. So you stop cooking batteries.
Yeah, I ordered a P10S, but it still hasn't shown up, so maybe you got a contact.
Well, I have some, so if you get yours, you can just, I'll put mine in, you just bring me your new one whenever it comes. It's fine with me.
That works too.
But yeah, we'll take probably 30 or 40 horsepower out of it.
Oh, that hurts my soul, but I know it needs to happen, because otherwise it's going to blow up.
Yeah, if you keep beating on it like that, I mean, it'll happen. It's a matter of time, man. That bike's been pretty good. It's the best motor I got.
Yeah?
Seriously, yeah. That's my best package, you know, the head cam, the pistons, the rods, the head studs, I mean, everything. So,
I mean, you pretty much went top to bottom with it, right?
Yeah. Went through the transmission, got a billet clutch basket in it, and we did, that was one of our first cam designs that I did, and I've been using those ever since. Yeah. So that's the same motor package that's in the world's fastest H2 and H2R, in the mile and the half mile and the mile and a half.
Yeah, I feel really confident you are the H2 guy. I mean, behind you are literally 2 of the fastest H2s in the world, probably.
Yeah, arguably.
Arguably.
Yeah, very arguably, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah, I'm sure in this world it's very argued.
Yeah, there's another guy in Florida, Travis. He's real good, man. He knows a lot about H2s also.
Cool.
And I've kind of phased away from him full time, and now he does them full time. So he does a lot of really nice bikes also, and he knows a lot about the bikes too. He's been around just as long as I have for the H2. So but between the two of us, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's the H2 community.
That's the H2 community. So
it seems a lot smaller than the kind of Gixxer and Busa community.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Well, when it came out, you know, it was kind of like it was a novelty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a novelty bike, and then they kept producing it. You know, originally it was, this is the only year, it's gonna be awesome, limited production, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we got a 16 model, we got a 17 model, we got an 18 model.
And they're like that, they made a naked bike, and
then they made a naked
bike.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
Yeah, which slowed down our ZX14s. I love ZX14s, and it's like, now they got the H2SX, so it's like they're phasing the ZX14 out, and all this time I was hoping for a Gen 3 14, so yeah, we'll see. But they're cool bikes.
Yeah, they're very cool.
They're one of the most fun bikes to ride. Yeah. By far.
I agree. They're psychotic. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah. Well, you know, no boost control. Yeah. So you get, the only way to control the boost is if you turn the throttles down in the early gears. So, you know, either you just leave it wide open and hope you can ride it, or you turn it down like that. And that one's turned down in first gear already. Yeah. So, and the gears are so long on that too, so it feels like it's got that's 1938 gearing, so it's good for like 242 243 mile an hour. Wow. Yeah. I'll be lucky if I do 210 or 215. On pump gas, that's about, you don't want to go no faster than that, because you're going to be in it for a while, and that's when stuff starts to melt. Cool. So, good to know. Yeah. Good to know. Yeah. So could we walk over there and you kind of point some stuff out that you did to it? Because I see some gold stuff I was asking you about earlier. I'd love to show it on camera. Yeah, and mind you, this is all 3-year-old stuff. Yeah. That's been ridden well. So it's got a full, it's an Extreme Creations intercooler. You can kind of peek in there and see it. So it's their billet intercooler with the black anodizing. Yeah. Extreme Creations got their billet fuel rails, top and bottom, with 1050cc injectors up top. The gold wrap is a DEI heat tape, and the idea behind that was to shield the fuel lines from all the heat that comes off the supercharger here and off the plenum. Yeah. In hopes to have cooler fuel temps. And I mean, the bike's been together for a few years and it only runs at the mile, so it must be working. So everything else is kind of hidden for the most part. You know, on the outside it really looks like a stock bike, unless you know what you're looking for. We put this catch can in a couple of years ago, and just because we were having some blow-by issues, which anybody with an H2 knows. Yep. Right there about 13,000 RPMs, they start to really put some oil. We used a clear hose so we could see if it really started to pump oil in. I wondered what that clear hose was. Yeah. So it's going in so that if you see this full of oil, it's time for you to bring it back to me to put a motor in it. Don't put that on me, so I don't want to come back. Yeah, you're a good 3 hours away from me. I don't want to come back. That's funny. Hopefully not. But yeah, inside there's a billet clutch basket. It's got race cut transmission, Cardo rods. It's got my high comp CP pistons that I designed. Knife edge crank, webcams. It's a design that I did. STPI did the port work on it. Yeah. STPI is the guy right next door. So I want to point out, a lot of people on YouTube are clowning me because like, oh, you paid all this money for this bike, but it doesn't work right. But you mentioned to me that the previous owner probably put as much as I'd paid into it, right? Oh, easily. Like, it's completely top to bottom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's he went through and did everything. It was a stock bike except for the pipe whenever he brought it to me. Wow. And he said, I want a motor, I want an intercooler, I want electronics, whatever you got to do, let's do it. And so we did the Extreme Creations fuel system on it, and basically everything you could add to cart for H2s at the time, plus all my custom parts inside the motor is what we put in it. Yeah. So it was a really cool build to do for sure. Yeah. So I had a question for you, because he told me that he'd never really dynoed it. Do you know what kind of power this was making? About 330, 335, something like that. Yeah. Shush. Yeah. Yeah. And that was on like 30 degrees of timing. So you could go to like 34 and it would have made another 30 or 40 horsepower. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I knew he was racing it at the mile. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why maybe it seems like the bike doesn't work. It's because this bike was designed for one thing, just that's all he wanted. And so that's what we did. And I mean, he wanted it to ride good and be able to cruise it around, but he, you know, where he was, he had E85, so it wasn't a big deal. I've actually ridden this bike all over Houston. I did the break-in. Oh, wow. I did the break-in on this motor. I put 200 miles on the bike. That's more than I've done on it. Yeah. So I rode it all over the place, man. I rode it all over Houston, and you know, made sure everything was happy, did all the data logging and stuff. So it was logged individually per cylinder with a different head pipe and everything. So it's wow. The tune's really got a lot of time in it. Wow. So, but yeah, it's pretty common on these older H2s for the battery to drain because of the big fuel pump and the big injectors and stuff for the demand of the E85. So
Yeah.
we'll solve that issue now.
Cool.
So.
Well, it's funny because you mentioned it's probably making around 330. You said we're going to dial it back about 30 or 40 horsepower, right?
Yeah.
So it'll still make north of 280, 290 or something
Yeah.
like that,
Oh, yeah.
right? So it's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
stupid fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely, especially because it makes it all 6 gears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, it's not like a turbo bike. You know, we got the wastegate, we can put
Yeah.
a boost controller on and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
And this you can't do that. I've experimented with putting a wastegate on the plenum to try and control the boost level and just open up the
Interesting.
plenum, and it was very violent and very erratic.
Yeah.
So it was like this time I would get 15 pounds of boost, and this time I'd get 22 pounds of boost, and next time I'd get 13 pounds of boost. So I
Yeah.
took it all off, and we just started using the throttle blades to control it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, with the long gearing, the problem is with the 1938 gearing, you know, you're +2 and down 6. So when you're cruising at 70 mile an hour on the freeway in 6th gear, you're at 3,000 RPMs.
Yeah.
Well, you can look in the factory service manual. It says you have to charge the battery, you have to be over 4,400.
Yep.
So, you know,
Yeah, that's what I found with the gearing. It was impossible to keep it above 4,000 without speeding everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, like I told Brian whenever he first got the bike back, I said, man, if you're going on a cruise, just ride it in 5th.
Yeah.
If you're on the freeway, just hold it in 5th, because it doesn't matter what gear you're in, because RPM is RPM. Either
Yeah.
5th gear at 5,000 or 6th gear at 5,000, it's the same thing. So that's what a lot of these guys that have these fuel systems, that's what they do. They ride it in 5th gear with the long gearing.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
Sweet Jesus, anything else you want to tell me about the bike?
I think that's everything.
Yeah, I'm excited to get it back, man.
been
Thank
fast,
you. I
so,
appreciate it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
of
going to be a
course.
great bike, reliable, fun to ride. We'll get it going. Well, look at you. You've made it to the end of another Yammie Noob video. You should consider yourself pretty lucky because I have curated this one right over here for you to continue watching. It's probably just as good as the one you just saw. Unless you hated the one you just saw. I don't know, maybe leave me a comment down below about how much you hated it as well too. Or just keep watching this one. Make sure you keep watching Yammie Noob. Don't forget to keep watching Yammie Noob. That's the most important thing. Keep watching Yammie Noob.